Let's go, it's the Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Whitey Show.
Which one, old man, that ain't got time to shake your hand? Get that side check, put it in pockets like it's back. Going downtown.
Uncharted, one of my favorite series of all time. However, if you watched my review before, you know I didn't love Uncharted 4. I actually thought it was kind of a letdown in a lot of ways. I had fun with it, but it just didn't live up to the series name for me. So now we have Uncharted Lost Legacy, which is kind of like a spin-off, or you can call it an expansion, where you have two new characters, or well, two characters you know, Nadine and Chloe, and they are on their own adventure, and it kind of intertwines with the Drake brothers, kind of. Not going to spoil it over there, but it's kind of cool that they have their own adventure in a different land, in a different place. So Uncharted Lost Legacy is kind of giving a side story to characters that are in the main series, but now they're the stars of the series. However, is that a good thing? Do we get a good story? Do we get good characters? Is the game actually any better than 4? We're going to find out right now.
Which one, old man, that ain't got time to shake your hand? Get that side check, put it in pockets like it's back. Going downtown.
Alright, let's talk about the best thing, the graphics. There is no doubt this is one of the best looking games I have ever seen in my life. I mean, some of the scenery in this game is so jaw-dropping that my friend, when she was here, she actually went, what movie is this? And I kind of laughed because this game is so photorealistic at times. I mean, this game truly is some of the best graphics ever. If I was to rate this just on graphics, it's easily a 10 out of 10. I'm talking about some of the best of this whole generation. Again, Uncharted offers solid gameplay, but its best feature are the intense set pieces. I think this game has some pretty cool ones, especially the last chapter. It's big, just a gigantic, big-ass set piece, and it's really awesome that it shows the scope in this game. This might be the biggest scope of all the Uncharted. Some of the level designs and the things that you go through in terms of the set pieces or just climbing is amazing in scope, and I always love that stuff. It kind of reminded me of God of War 3 when you're climbing mountains and stuff. It is very cool in this game. Also, I gotta really say, I think the level design in this game is actually really solid. There weren't a lot of points in the game that were annoying to me, and probably because, and another bonus, is the puzzles are pretty fun in this game. There was just one puzzle with shadows that was kind of annoying me, but all the others were easy enough to enjoy and hard enough to make me think a little. So, I thought that was a good balance in this game. And the last positive, it is very little filler. One of my main complaints about Uncharted 4 is that it had too much filler. It was like a 15-hour game, and there was so much driving and exploring, but none of it was actually fun to do. They actually kind of added like a hub open world, and it didn't really work. This game doesn't really have that except chapter 4 if you want to explore a little, but it's mostly straightforward, action-packed, and it keeps the pace going very well.
Here we go!
On the flip side of saying that, this game is very short. It's about 5 hours long. I think I beat it in 5 hours and like 20 minutes. It's very, very short. And now, no Uncharted is super long. I think 1 I beat in like 8 hours, 2 in like 12, 3 in like 12, and then 4 in like 15 or 16 hours. This game is 5 hours, 6 hours, maybe 7 hours if you do some of the side stuff, which is very little extra, but there's some. So for that alone, it's definitely a shorter game than the others. On top of that, the main leads and the storyline, to me, I'm going to be honest, are just kind of average. I don't really like Nadine that much, and Chloe was okay in this. I never was a huge Chloe fan in 2, so her returning I thought was cool, but they didn't really do anything, and I know they were trying to build a backstory for them and make you care, but I just didn't really like either character all that much. And the storyline itself was just the same old stuff. There's a treasure, it unlocks something hidden, and then of course a big fight at the end, and then boom, big explosion. That's basically every Uncharted story, so the story itself could have been better as well. And my last negative, it definitely feels just like Uncharted 4. Now, saying that, I don't think Uncharted 4 is a bad game. It's just that this game is very much a spin-off and an expansion, whatever you want to call it. There is no edit feature that makes it feel like a brand new game. And I know they weren't going for that, but at $40, it's a little steep. I'd probably say this is worth like $20 or $30 tops. The story is very short. It's not all that great. There's some cool set pieces and everything, but the game itself offers very little new. There's almost nothing new about this title, and as much as it is a spin-off, you're still charging a hefty amount for basically just a DLC, a $20, maybe $30 DLC is what this was worth to me.
Which final man that ain't got to shake your head? Get that Snapchat, put it in pockets like it's back, going downtown.
Alright, so it sounds like I'm trashing the game, and I'm really not. I actually had fun with Lost Legacy. I didn't really have any huge issues playing it. The issues that I talked about kept coming up in my head, and it did affect it a little bit. And when I was done, I was like, well, that could have been another 3 or 4 chapters, and I would have felt better about it. But as it stands, it's a pretty solid title. I'd give it a 7 out of 10. It's a good title. I just think that Uncharted has slipped into that territory now that they just are okay with just making good titles instead of great or amazing. So with saying that, I'm going to give this one a 7 out of 10. I think it could have been better, but definitely worth renting, or if you see it for 20 bucks, pick it up.
Sorry. We must be getting close. Hopefully closer than these guys.